Well, we're hitting up a blast from the past today with a little BS to boot. Let's just jump in and see what I mean. This one is called the 523. I'm just going to say BS Assimilation. Now, I was watching a video or two and it showed some of the older tactics to take a look at, and this was one of them. This was from FM23, uploaded on January 5th of 23 to be precise. But I figured if it was good enough for FM23, maybe it's good enough for FM24. So we're going to check it out with our three teams of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town as usual. So with that said, let's just dive in and see how they did. Well, Liverpool squeak it out over Manchester City by 1 point and 1 goal. Not bad, and even one against. That is pretty crazy. So goal differential actually is tied right there, but Aston Villa in 6th, 67 points, 80 goals. Nice goal tally for the points, but the points need to be higher. Domestic Cups for Liverpool, losing out in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup 0-1 to Bournemouth, and then the FA Cup quarterfinal 1-2 to Norwich. They do get to the Europa League final. Unfortunately, they got absolutely smashed in extra time against RB Leipzig, 2-5. Ouch. So overall, this did not work for Liverpool to a degree. I mean, yes, you got the Premier League title, 1 point over, just Manchester City. That's insane. But you got runners-up of the Europa League, but not the greatest. We've definitely seen better. Squad-wise, you have 26 goals for Salah, 24 for Nunez. We've definitely seen higher for both of them. 20 assists for Trent, not bad. Down to 13 for Salah and Robertson. And then Salah with a 7.51. Now, Aston Villa got absolutely trashed in the domestic cups. Carabao Cup 3rd round out immediately 0-2 to Bournemouth. And FA Cup 3rd round out immediately 1-2 to Chelsea. But I will say they have a fantastic run in the Europa Conference League all the way to the final, beating Sporting 1-0. So, everything minus the Conference League was pretty bad. I mean, the winners of the Conference League is your real shining spot there. And squad-wise, you got 28 goals for both Zaniolo and Watkins. Very well done. 15 assists for Douglas Luiz, 13 for Ollie Watkins. And then average rating, Ollie Watkins with a 7.33. Data hub for Liverpool, you got the attacking side, you've definitely got the dribbles. The goals just aren't there fully, but defensively, it looks pretty nice for the most part. Goals per game, only 2.37. We have seen them up into the threes sometimes, but 0.71 conceded, 0.82 XG against, not bad defensively. Aston Villa definitely has similar shape, just not enough on the numbers. Defensively, they're cut off too. Goals per game, 2.11, 1.39 conceded, 1.31 XG against. Premier League stats, 2.47 points per game, just 0.02 higher than Manchester City. Most goals, Liverpool in first though, one more than Manchester City with 90, Aston Villa with 80. Fewest shots against Liverpool, 292, Aston Villa with 389. Most dribbles made, 820 for Liverpool, 719 for Aston Villa, and most shots for 612 for Liverpool, Aston Villa with 537. But now jumping into the championship side, how did Ipswich Town do? Well, first place, 104 points. I mean, it's kind of where we're expecting them now. However, goals is only 97, less than Leeds with 103, and just one more than Hull with 96. So they did not get the high spot there, but at least they got promoted in first place. That's pretty good. Arsenal dropping them out in the Carabao Cup 3rd round 2-3, and then FA Cup 5th round against Leicester 1-3 in extra time dropout. So as usual, the domestic cups, they're average, but championship is where it is at. Squad-wise, 24 goals for her, 17 for Broadhead, the only ones in double digits. 29 assists for Leif Davis. Wow, but the only one in double digits in that entire row. Average rating, Leif Davis, of course, with a 7.51. Championship stats, 2.26 points per game for Ipswich. Most goals in second with 97, and that is after playoff push. Fewest shots against in third with 381. Most dribbles made in third with 859. They do make the most tackles list with 1078, and then most shots for 669. But now is the time in the video where we dive into the tactic itself. We start out with a sweeper keeper in defend, and this could be an issue with all three teams. The back five right there, which doesn't tend to work all that well in top Premier League sides, championship sides. I mean, it actually worked here, but you have to have the players to actually do it. But getting back to the tactic itself, wingbacks on both sides in support, ball-playing defenders down the line in defend, two Seguda Volantes in attack, and then advanced forwards in attack all the way up front. Balanced mentality, in possession attacking with the standard, approach plays pass into space, focus play down the left and the right, passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, mixed crosses and run at defense. In transition, counter press, counter it, distribute quickly, and roll it out. And then out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a standard defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent your goalkeeper distribution, and get stuck in. But now, how did it do for our three teams overall? Yeah, I mean, Ipswich Town did a great job, and they're expected to do a great job. The goals just aren't there. And if we take a look at Liverpool and Aston Villa, we've seen it before. A back five doesn't seem to work usually for these three. You really need to have a lot of players to fill in those roles. Liverpool, I mean, this time around, definitely 94 points. We've seen them better. We've seen them much worse, though. But goals just wasn't there, as much as I'd expect, at least. I would have hoped to at least beat Man City by a larger margin than 1 point and 1 goal. However, Aston Villa, though, in sixth, really could use some work. And if you, as I always say, if you take control of this yourself and do your own training, your own transfers, your own match changes, you could definitely do better than that sixth place mark. But in this case, it didn't work for Aston Villa all that well. But that's it for me, 7FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.